now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Good evening and welcome to WCU Esports. Tonight we have WCU Black Overwatch facing off against George Fox University, GFU Blue. I'm JoJo's Mojo.
I'm Spongy Boy.
And I'm Disagree.
I mean, we have three casters in the booth. It should be an interesting night. The major thing to focus on, though, WCU Black loses game one, they are out of playoffs. They have to 3-0 the remainder of their season to have a shot. They have to 3-0 in terms of matches and 3-0 in terms of games to have a slim chance at making playoffs. But we are on Lijiang, WCU's favorite map overall for Overwatch. This is their favorite control map. I don't see them really go anywhere else unless the other team picks it.
So I'd say almost all of our teams run that Symmetra, but we get to see who actually is the better Symmetra here. We're waiting for the TP. We're
Both
actually
TP
second in, and that's a quick GFU TP win there, as the TP actually goes down and Gummy can't even get in.
I think Gummy got in originally, but just he backed out fast, and right now it's just going to be, oh my gosh, you can see GFU Saucy just blocking the teleport for WCU to try and enter on with that Symmetra TP up in the window, and it looks like WCU will be trying to set it up. Point is going to go to GFU out of the gate. I mean, from what I've seen, Gummy's a pretty solid diva, but I don't know if that's going to be the best combination, or that's going to be the best tank in this comp, especially against GFU, who we've seen this season be just a dominating force against Western.
Very much so.
So far, not a bad fight. Gummy does take out Saucy in the back, which is not a bad pick, but that's a Symmetra who can get back pretty quickly. Gummy looking like they're going to lose, he will lose his mech and get taken out there as well by Hookbait. Jarson does find Bass, but J-Riz gets knocked out, Boo gets knocked out, Warrior falls off the edge. Yeah. So it's going to be all Majarshin and Tofu right now, which is a tough one.
All around combat here. WCU is down. I'm Slump Bro for personal reasons. He was not able to join us tonight, but we might see him next week, or actually we might see him Thursday when WCU takes on whatever team they take on Thursday here. But we do have J Rizzle, the captain of WCU Black, coming in for a change. Usually he's behind the scenes, definitely being the captain and the coach, making sure everything works out here. Gummy goes in. These turrets aren't coming down. Gummy's already at 84 health. And that's a Nano Ryan, and Hookbait finds him almost immediately.
There's 4 kills. It's going to be up to J-Riz right now.
Yep.
Excuse me, who will escape the team wipe, but I mean, in essence, that was just a team wipe against Western. This is going to be a tough comeback. GFU already at 83%. Not much that WCU can do here besides get a couple of quick picks, but it doesn't look like they're going to be approaching too well. There is the Symmetra wall coming out on GFU's side. It's going to force Gummy to go in. Hookbait is going to play behind that wall to be safe, and it's working out for him, not taking any damage here. And it's all Gummy, who does get taken out by Chaos. It's overtime already. Tofu gets taken out. Majarshin gets taken out. It's going to be up to J-Riz. No, it's going to be up to Boo. Boo all alone. It does find Chaos, but that is going to be it. GFU does take round 1. It is a best of 3 rounds for Control, and it is a best of 5 game series, so we could be in here for a long haul.
Yep.
Sponge, what have you got to say?
As I'm controlling the camera, of course, I am noticing that WCU Black definitely seems a little bit uncomfortable playing against GFU, but GFU, of course, is a very, very good team. However, that is not to doubt our own team. However, I do think that, honestly, WCU just needs to get back in their head, get back in the game, get locked in, and just say, hey, we've got to win this or else our season is over.
And, I mean, to get locked in, what do you suggest they do here? It's going to be rough, but...
It's going to be rough, but, keeping comms clear, of course, getting into the mentality of, like, the Overwatch mentality, of course. As we do get into the first fight here, Gummy is going to be playing a little bit conservatively.
And Boo does get picked off fairly quick, something that we saw last round, too. which Boo did switch over to Sojourn. Should be interesting. Majarshin now playing the Junkrat to match Chaos. There is going to be the Symmetra kept by GFU, and GFU is going to take control of this opponent really fast. They're going to push someone on and make sure that they get this first capture, whereas WCU is just going to have to back off. They can't do anything to survive it or to get in there in time to contest. So it's going to be just whatever GFU can do, or whatever WCU can do to try and get the point. See GFU taking the high ground, the Obi-Wan Kenobi strategy, and it's seeming to work. Right now, Western really can't approach. Gummy does get take. Oh my gosh.
Gummy does go down. We do see Hookbait here chasing off our Lucio.
Jay. Trying to run for his life here.
I mean, doing a pretty good job. Majarshin gets found by the boop of Bass.
Does get beat here, so definitely both support ults, but then again, GFU is coming up on all 5 ults here.
GFU going very aggro, trying to push WCU back to spawn here.
And right now, GFU is just trying to send a message, is my guess. They really want WCU to know who's controlling this series. And right now, it's working. Western on their heels, not even able to get out of their spawn area as a team. This is brutal. I can't lie. This is pretty rough to watch.
It's very, very rough to watch, but you do see WCU doing everything right, trying to regroup so that way, the tank can push in and pull out.
And Gummy's trying. He's really doing his best. There is a nanode. Oh, he misses a shatter onto the nanode hook bait.
Oh, no, he did get the shatter onto him. I switched. Although Gummy does go down there.
Gummy goes down, and that's a really great push from Hookbait. I mean,
Get through that shield, and Boot does get through it.
He does get picked, but that's honestly not a bad pick from, or that's not a bad play from Hookbait. Like, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. He pushed in on his own and took out, just held out WCU. Now Western's gonna have their
Riptire
first.
comes in,
Doesn't
but
seem
the
to get
beat saves him. Hookbait gets the pick onto Mej, who also was trying to get that tire out.
We do see 2 ults pop from WCU. We saw Beat get popped first, and then Kitsune rush.
We're into OT here, so we just need to get the point, and it's not going to get there in time.
That was going to be a C9. Boo was actually running away from the point instead of going for the touch.
He wouldn't have made it anyway. He already used his slide, but good attempts all around.
Yeah, good attempt by WCU. I hope to see more from them in this next coming round. Definitely gotta lock in, guys. Gotta lock in. But hey, we can't let GFU get off this easy. So
yeah. As we get ready for map 2 here, some changes I would make is put Mango back in there for sure. Strong factor on their team. Maybe either pull Mej or swap Mej and Jay and pull Jay out. I don't fully know here, but Mango definitely a strong factor, so we'll see what comes out as we head into hybrid here.
But we will be right back as soon as we get back to the action.
Entering King's Row.
Welcome back to WCU Esports. We are in round 2 on King's Row, the hybrid map. Should be an interesting change-up as we see Gummy hopping onto the bench as Tofu comes in and tank, and Mango coming in from off the bench onto support.
Yep. Well, Mango definitely a good support. Tofu also a great tank. We'll see if this swap can get the
Momentum.
momentum. Thank you. I
We
knew
need
what
the
word it was.
Yeah, we
Ba-
need the momentum to swing in
Yeah.
favor of WCU, and right now it is all GFU.
Yep.
We do see Boo going to be playing a sniper, going Widowmaker, probably looking to find some early picks in this fight. Mango going to be Anna, which, I mean, not a bad decision for this map, but also not the easiest to play. There's a lot of corners that people can get caught behind, and without direct line of sight, that's going to be tough for a sniper.
But it also seems like GFU does know the standard strategy with this map is they're just not even going to give the Widow any looks. They're playing all behind that hotel when we saw them approach point here. And they're still playing behind that hotel.
They're going to be waiting, trying to make WCU overstep. I wonder if Boo's going to end up switching before hopping into the fray, but right now, not looking like it. Western going to be jumping in for trying to maybe pull some people back, and it's going to be GFU trying to force Western to go onto the point. Tofu is going to be playing Reinhardt to ditto Hookbait, and it's looking like it's going to be in Hookbait's favor once again. Boo does get a pick onto GFU onto Warrior.
It's a good kill. They're down to support. They might be down the tank here as Tofu's just pushing into their face.
Boo does get the pick on a Hookbait. Majarshin picks off GFU base, and it's looking like the subs right now for WCU are really working. 5 of Western on point. Is there going to be any attempt from a touch from GFU? No. They're going to let WCU go ahead and try and escort now. And Boo's going to go up, gets a quick pick onto Chaos and Saucy. Oh my gosh, Boo is going off. He was playing R6 earlier tonight, if any of you were able to see that on, I believe it was Carthage Esports.
Yep.
I mean, an unfortunate loss for the R6 team, but it's looking like that was a great warm-up for Boo for tonight. Getting those 2 fast picks onto a DPS, that is, against an Ashe and a Sojourn specifically, that is really solid to have out of the gate. We do see Saucy switching over to Genji, something that's really just one of the banes of WCU's existence as a whole. As we said, Lijiang is one of WCU's favorite picks, but Genji, one of the least favored champions to play against.
Saucy kills Tofu, reflecting the fire strike as this just gets real quickly turned back into GFU's fight here.
I mean, GFU does get 4 pretty simple picks onto Western, and right now Western really going to have a lot to come back from, but I think we might see a reevaluation of the sniper from Boo. No, Boo's going to keep the Widowmaker as he is almost at his ult. Mango already has Nano. J-Ray's just about at beat. Tofu almost at Shatter. So it should be interesting to see what happens here. I think Western might only want to pop 1 or 2 ults, just save what they can as they get closer to that first checkpoint. Especially because
there's the Nano.
It's going to be Nano onto Reinhardt, but it's going to be a Nano Ditto with the Reinhardt on Reinhardt action.
Shatter hits, actually, but only finds Hookbait.
And there's not going to be enough there. And there's going to be a reverse Shatter. Tofu going to get found and picked off. Saucy going to take Mango out, and that's going to be another team fight in favor of GFU. And there's 4 kills. Is there going to be a 5th? No, Boo going to be staying back as Ashe.
That's 2 ults from GFU there as we popped 4 of ours.
4 of ours, and I mean, nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Really good look on an attempt to get Hookbait pulled back, but not able to do so.
Don't fully know if that was the correct call there from Majarshin switching with 90% ult on Soldier. But
I think that at that point you just suck it up, you take the ult, you get the ult, you try and do what you can, but Chaos using what they can to find Tofu, now popping the ult to take out J-Rays.
2 snipers here into
Mango
a very let me get in your face comp.
That will be a team kill for GFU, and WC only has 3 minutes and 10 seconds to get this payload to that first checkpoint, and GFU just holding off on defense at this choke point.
Boo swapping to Reaper. We're playing Mystery Heroes now, it appears. That's 3 swaps in a matter of, I believe, 30 seconds for WCU here.
Including a charge going in. We will see Genji ulting on Western. Going to try and find anyone on the back. They do find Mango and Majarshin. Boo and J-Riz just barely staying alive. Boo clinging to life at the moment. Trying what he can, does get picked off by Saucy, and it will be...
Jay does find base, though, before getting killed by Saucy.
I mean, Saucy did take him pretty quickly there.
Yeah.
All things considered. And Western just on their heels.
Yeah.
And this payload just keeps getting pushed back further and further. Western started out really strong in this round, but they've just not been able to follow through. Majarshin does pick off Hookbait, though. Really great early pick in this team fight. Getting that tank out early is always going to help, and there is going to be one staying on payload for Western. Looks like it's going to be Mango sitting back, waiting. And Western now looking to try and find anyone through this corridor at the barrier for checkpoint.
Alleyway, lane,
whatever you call it.
path, street,
Hole in the wall.
back road, turnpike.
Right now there's a trading kills as Hookbait is now back in the fray. It's going to be a fight between Tofu and Hookbait, and both are going to get pretty decently healed by their team. Their support's really coming in clutch on both sides. I think the supports are really what's going to determine the fight, and if you can get around and kill the supports, you are going to alter how the fights go.
You might be looking for a Beyblade here, if not a Nano Ryan. You see the beat come out for J-Riz, as well as the Deadeye from Jarshin, not finding anyone.
Instead, Majarshin almost gets found. Chaos does find J-Riz. Hookbait now finding Majarshin. Tofu does find Saucy in exchange, and now
don't
Tofu
think
gets taken
Tofu
out.
should have shattered there, but to each play of their own, as Tofu gets fought in 5v. We do have Beyblade up if we decide to use it. 56 seconds left on this push. Saucy says, ow.
Which, you know,
I
fair.
guess,
Yeah.
I
Fair.
guess Boo just hit him or something, or maybe a fire strike hit
I
him.
think it was Tofu coming in and taking him out is what really said when say ow.
Fair enough.
That Reinhardt is just three found on the
Beyblade
labor block.
happens. I believe that was Beyblade. Yeah,
Ooh,
that was
going
Beyblade.
off.
Who gets 3 kills, finds, with the help of Majarshin and Tofu, finds the team kill. WCU will get to the checkpoint, I believe, uncontested. No, it's going to be close, whether they can even get to this checkpoint. They will get it.
They will get it.
They will, as GFU just backs around this corner and lets them take it. A minute 40 left on the clock for Western.
no.
Boo jumps off the edge. Or no, gets booped off the edge by base. That's a bad loss early in this fight. Hookbait was purple for half a second there, but does find Tofu. J-Riz, right now this just could not be going worse for WCU after getting this checkpoint.
Hey, 2 points though on Kings Row. Definitely one of WCU's worser maps across all 3 of our teams. So all it takes is winning a map. Even if you don't even get the entire way, you can still hold them in the second half when GFU is on attack here.
It'll be interesting to see how the teams change as we near this switch. Something else to consider right now, though, is GFU has just about all 5 ults. WCU doesn't even have 1. Boo does get shattered, and Hookbait finds him because of it. Chaos now going to find J-Riz in the back, and it's going to be a charge in on Tofu. It's going to be up to Majarshin and Mango. 2 that are snipers, essentially. You have a Cassidy and an Anna. That's not enough to approach on, and you can't go in those 2. 30 seconds left for WCU to get as far as they can. Tofu just swinging that hammer, trying to do what he can. WCU does get onto point. Mango with Nano.
Nano out, but the Nano Blade also comes in. And this might be it for WCU here as... maybe not. Saucy only finds 2 with the Nano, but
Hookbait does find Tofu, and it's going to be up to Boo and Majarshin to get... Nope. It's going to be up to no one, because I think J-Riz gets taken out here, and it's on Mango and Tofu.
He's not going to make it in time.
Yeah, that is going to be it. WCU held... I mean, not a bad showing from WCU in round 1, but not the best either. I mean, I want to hear from Sponge first, because he's obviously controlling the camera, so he can't talk as much throughout the rounds, but then I want to hear from you. What does WCU do here to hold GFU?
Oh, you essentially what I think you should probably do on this map is you should probably hold a hotel like they were doing. However, you wait until they get up to maybe point, and then you just go full aggro. But That's how I see it. I think WCU, how they're playing as of right now, is probably the most comfortable we've seen them play so far. So I don't think they should be switching it up. I think they should just be trusting on their teamwork and trying to get very punishable picks, honestly.
Dis, what do you think that WCU does here?
So as we go into this, as we already see the champions select, I honestly would have pitched for at least a May here, as May is another big King's Row, and Hookbait is playing very aggressive. So one wall, and that might be Hookbait dead. But we do see a Sombra coming out, which I honestly, into their comp, would not fully recommend a Sombra, as they're mainly playing in the back, so Mej will be on his own, kind of trying to get these picks. But as Sponge said, they are in their prime right here. They want to keep this fire burning. Hopefully it ignites.
And defending on King's Row, I don't disagree with Boo's pick as Junkrat. You can really send someone flying and just get them out of their team's comfort zone. It's going to be harder to find the easy damage from Junkrat, but it's going to be a lot that you can deal if you just get the right areas. And right now, I mean, we lose a support. We lose one of each position.
More than likely,
not more than likely. It is GFU point. You can't contest that with only Majarshin alive.
Just backing out here. Yep, smart play by Majarshin here. He does look to try and go back, but
Tofu looking to bonk Majarshin, but can't team damage. We will see Chaos taking position up top, trying to get any snipes that he can. GFU gets that point much faster than WCU, but we will have to wait and see how WCU defends. WCU really needs to hold off as long as they can, like up early in this King's Row at this choke point. If WCU can hold off, I mean, we see Majarshin get a pick onto Chaos, which is pretty big. And he's going to try and backline go in. He does hack Hookbait. Could be detrimental, but doesn't
say Sombra is definitely, though Sombra was a main meta in Overwatch 1, with all the reworks they hit her with in Overwatch 2, she definitely needs some more buffs to even probably be viable in any competitive setting, as it's only a 1 second hack.
Chaos gets a pick onto Tofu, pretty easy. Boo does pick off Warrior, almost finds Saucy on the back. Majarshin gets Hookbait now with the assist from Boo. So WCU winning this fight, going to force GFU to back up, and 4 minutes 40 seconds left on the clock for GFU to get this payload to that first checkpoint. But they had a really good first push.
Yeah.
WCU's obviously held up much shorter than GFU's did, but right now it looks like if WCU can hold this corner section on King's Row, they might be able to take this map. But right now it's looking like it's going to be a fight in favor of GFU, as GFU has almost all 5 of their ults online. They do pop Shatter. Saucy gets taken out by Majarshin, and
Nano also gets hit here onto Hookbait. Nano gets put onto Tofu, but very quickly shut down as Hookbait gets the kill. Chaos finds Boo, Hookbait finds Mango, and we
see the better Lucio as base takes out J-Riz, and then Chaos takes Majarshin. That will be a team wipe.
And that's going to be point for GFU. I don't think they have anyone who can get back in time.
No, I don't think so. I think that everyone here from Western really just going to be deciding, yeah, we just need to play it smart, play it safe, and not go on to point. Let's just hope that this time they don't do what they did last map in C9, where Boo just runs away from the point.
3.5 ults here to 3 ults in favor of GFU, as Hookbait is already 60% to that Shatter again. Majarshin's going to have to be the stalling force here. He hits the EMP, finds Hookbait.
I mean, a lot of trades here. It's going to be a 3-2 trade in favor of Western. It's going to be up to Saucy and Base. Saucy gets taken out by Tofu. We're going to see Base get taken out. No, Base is going to be running back to regroup with their team.
Tofu does throw out the Fire Strike there, hoping to get a lucky hit. But
I mean, WCU approaching on that Shatter and EMP. Honestly, a weird combination. I think the EMP could have been staggered a little bit better, but that Shatter really did provide an advantage as Hookbait got taken out fast in that fight.
There's the beat, and this might be it for WCU, as it's a 4v1 on point, I believe. Nope, Majarshin's there, so it was a 4v2. As Boo finds Warrior, Tofu gets Hookbait out of there. But Hookbait is
Hookbait falls by Boo.
Boo, yeah.
I mean, Boo as Ash doing really well right now. Saucy finds Tofu. It's going to be rough for WCU, though, as they have nothing to really counter Saucy because that Reinhardt is such a physical character, and Reinhardt reflects bullets. So Mango falls off the edge. Unfortunate for Western, and they might be C9ing here. They do. They get pushed off of point by Hookbait. That's just unfortunate. I mean, Hookbait is a menace on that Reinhardt. That is tough for Western.
Yeah, that was definitely the aggro we needed. I do think Gummy should go back on tank here, though, as we go into escort here. Maybe pull out J-Riz on Edge, as I said, round 1, just because having Gummy up there in the front lines definitely applies that pressure. But also putting Mango in here, we saw that team get very comfortable playing the aggressive fight.
But with that said, we will be back as soon as round 3 is underway. Welcome back to Game 3 in this Best of 5 series. WCU Black down 0-2 against GFU Blue, the current 3 seed. This is, I mean, we're on Shimbali, a pure escort map. This really could be what changes pace for WCU.
It could definitely change pace, especially with how much of like Black loves pro comps, essentially speaking. So, I mean, we'll have to see.
As you say that, Sponge, they go the complete opposite
Listen,
of a poke route.
I have the worst luck with, what was it called? Like, commentator's curse? Or
Yeah, commentator's curse.
I have the worst case.
WCU going a brawl comp, led by J-Riz. So
J-Riz coming into tank and Tofu going back to support. I do agree with the pick on Tofu going to support, but I think that J-Riz might have been better suited on DPS with Gummy coming into tank, but
Yeah,
that's just what I've seen tonight. I'm not too sure though. I haven't really seen J-Riz play DPS all that much. So
Mango up to DPS also would have been a good play in keeping J-Riz support, but Gummy, I think Field definitely should have probably came in as tank here. But we'll see how WCU plays this. They're gonna go for the invasion here.
they're not even gonna go for the point. What is okay?
They're gonna try and get the few early picks. A smart play here from
No. Shut down immediately on that thought as
yeah.
Warrior and Chaos
about to
just
say.
take out 4 of Western. It is
Yeah.
all Majarshan right now.
shut
staying
down
alive.
as my co-commentator said, shut down immediately. But with Shambali in general, attacking like that is sometimes a smart option because of the long respawn from defender spawn. Just
Especially
getting that
if you're
free
doing
push.
a brawl comp like
Yeah.
WCU's doing.
Yep. But
I think the smartest thing for Western here is really just keep on this point. That's something that they failed to do twice in the previous 2 games. They C9 both times to end the round, which is rough. Which, I mean, I'll clarify for those who maybe don't know, C9 is just completely ignoring the point and either going for kills or running away or whatever. And speaking of going for kills, we see Hookbait just chasing Boo. Almost finds him, but Boo does get back in time to get saved by Mango.
yep.
WCU having a reset here.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting composition. Boo does switch over to Hanzo.
Good swap from Boo here.
And I think a smart swap from Majarshan too, as Majarshan goes over to Soldier, and Boo gets a pick onto Saucy, proving he's the better Hanzo at this point in time. And that Hanzo's going to be long out from coming back. Boo looking to maybe try and find Zenyatta, or maybe even the Baptiste. Those would both be really good picks on GFU. Boo goes in the back line, going to try and find Bass and Warrior. Almost picks off Warrior there. I think Boo's playing really smart as this Hanzo, trying to get back and cause as much disruption as he can. And
2 good swaps from the DPS there, but also we have to take into account that J-Riz is playing Zarya, and we just picked up essentially 2 snipers who don't want to play where Zarya wants to play. So
We might end
I
up
definitely think Jay swapping here to probably like a Winston or something to also get right in their face would be a good play, but
we don't see it, and I think that that's just a matter of J-Riz knowing that he is at 65% of his ult. That is, I mean, that's too close to want to swap back. Swapping back would send him back down to 25%, which is a long way to make up, especially when you're getting held off like this. GFU just controlling this game.
Jay's separated from his team. He's going to go for Cart here. Throws one of his bubbles, getting some charge for his proton cannon here. Definitely pushing up here, doing what Zarya does best, and putting a beam into the body of the opposing team.
I mean, that's just kind of how you want to do it, though. You can't die if you kill them faster. That's
Yep.
my thought process, and right
That's-
now J-Riz is doing just that, killing them faster than they can kill him.
Yep.
Succeeding, and WCU has 2 on point. It's going to be the Sigma on their own, so Hookbait on his own against the remaining members of WCU. Western has 4 ults, almost 5 to push off of, and there's only just about 3 coming in just a minute from GFU, so it's going to be a fight that's more than likely going to end up in favor of Western here. But we do see 3 ults pop from Western, and they're losing this fight.
I was about to say that the fact Warrior still has that transcendence, WCU might get point here, but you lose probably your biggest factor of the fight even without the Transcendence. And the Trans saves them as the team gets able to regroup.
It's going to be Baptiste going in and causing chaos. Bass doing a great job at holding off Western, even being a healer. And it's already in overtime. Western 0.3 meters from getting back, or getting this. We do see Flux come out. Tofu gets picked off. Majarshan, J-Riz, boo.
And that's going to be 0.1. That's going to be the entire attack.
That's going to be round 1.
Yeah.
Western has to hold off a lot here.
Yep.
GFU did a really great job at holding them off early. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Western has such a tall task ahead of them to hold off before first point on Shambali, where GFU's been able to find these super early picks, which is just set Western on their heels. And being on your heels on a map like this, you can't afford that.
No. Wonder if we'll see a dive comp coming out here for GFU. Wonder what J-Riz is going to pick as tank here, if he's going to stick with the Zarya. It was working, but it was also causing some issues with the team comp.
I think it was working in the right settings. We do see him keeping that. Boo switching over to Bastion. I'm not too sure I like that pick with how J-Riz has been playing on tank and with Majarshan being soldier. I think that Bastion's a bit of an interesting choice, and on Shambali especially, there's no great fast place for Bastion to tuck behind and hide.
GFU's going to go full dive minus the Widowmaker, it appears.
I mean, the Widowmaker's going to probably just wait for a second in spawn or in the back, wait for Western to be fully focused on the rest of the team, and then just out of nowhere get those fast little headshots, picking 1 or 2 off, which will really just probably end this game fast. That's what it's looking like to me, though.
Could go the opposite way here in Chaos, be that first driving force hopping on cart, letting Hookbait and Saucy and Bass set up for the dive as soon as they look at Widow. But it looks like the entire team's just going to push cart versus doing the around the back sweep. Hookbait already goes in, gives up one of his strong defensive utils, but we're not capitalizing on it. Hookbait just took the high ground like that. There wasn't really much defense of it.
I mean, Magic gets a good pick on 2 Saucy there, especially with Saucy being Zenyatta, but Hookbait does find Majarshan in exchange. Majarshan has a long way to come back, and this fight looking fairly even overall right now. Just it's going to be slightly in favor of GFU as Saucy is able to get back pretty quick. Hookbait does find Boo. Boo finds Warrior. And, I mean, Hookbait's just going to keep going in and trying to fight. Tofu gets taken out here by Hookbait. J-Riz almost falls.
Definitely need to slow the payload here, as it's just continuously been moving for the first 2 minutes of this map.
I mean, issue is it's going to be Mango and I believe Majarshan on their own. Nope, Boo as well.
Yep.
Those 3 against the entirety of GFU as they are moving as a force. Boo gets taken out by Saucy. Is Saucy going to find Mango or anyone else?
Mej has to go to cart here. He almost didn't see it in time. Gets the cart, but this also might be it for WCU as Bass has picked off both healers.
And it's going to be a fight to see, and nope, that's going to be it. WCU losing their 3-0 to GFU. I mean, GFU just came out swinging and did not take their foot off the gas.
Yeah. This was the last match for a couple days as NECC is going to enter their Easter break. So most teams will be regrouping and trying to get ready for next week. But please join us next Thursday as we have WCU's Crimson taking on...
No, this Thursday, because I think that we have...
Yeah.
I think Black and...
Yeah, this Thursday we have WCU taking on UBC Winton, as well as Black taking on another team that I can't remember off the top of my head, but...
I think that they take on Sac State this week, and they end the season against UNO.
That does sound
It's not terribly important. We just know that this is going to be a tough end of the season for Black. It's going to be another tough end of the season for Crimson as well. And does Slate take anyone on Thursday?
Slate does not take anyone on Thursday.
All right, well...
So actually, scratch that. It will only be Black this Thursday against whatever team they're playing.
Sac State, I believe.
Sac State at
I
8
want to say
p.m.
it's Sac State. 8 p.m. Be there, but for now, I'm JoJo's Mojo.
I'm Disagree.
Spongy Boy.
And always remember, folks, Winston, Winston, Winston.